let's talk about that forecast, because if you are heading out to watch that ball game, it's going to be a nice one, just like yesterday. But I'm going to open up our windows, what we like to call the barn doors, and we're going to take a look outside. We're looking at our LAX camera. You can't really see too much, and that's because there really isn't a lot going on right now. It is flipped a little bit more inland. I do want to show you that currently, because there is really quiet conditions, very similar to yesterday, our temperatures are staying about the same this morning compared to what we saw this time yesterday. Still a little bit warmer in the Antelope Valley. You can see 70s already, and it's a good indicator that it's going to be hot as we head toward the afternoon. So we're looking at 70s for Lancaster, upper 50s for Santa Clarita. We do have some mid 60s right now in areas like Simi Valley, and then also for the Burbank area. Upper 50s for Pasadena, and then right along the coast for Laguna Beach. Temperatures are currently in the mid 60s. So like I mentioned, if you want to compare temperatures this time yesterday, for most areas, give or take, we're about 1 to 2 degrees either warmer or 1 to 2 degrees a little bit cooler. The only areas that we're seeing the biggest difference is right over Big Bear. You can see they're about 13 degrees warmer compared to this time yesterday. All right, so now I want to show you what it looks like with our AR/VR map across Southern California, because we are able to show you in real time what's happening. So as I mentioned, really quiet conditions for most areas, except I'm going to take you over. Let's follow me into Orange County. We do have a little bit more of the low clouds and fog, so June gloom in full bloom, especially for a lot of our coastal communities, just like yesterday. So from Costa Mesa down to San Clemente, we're definitely looking at a little bit more of the cloud cover. And just like yesterday, the clouds are going to gradually start to clear. And once it clears, San Clemente, you're going to see a really nice, comfortable 75 degrees as we head toward the afternoon. All right, so let's take a little bit more of a walk into parts of the Inland Empire, because this is where we're going to start to see the heat build. High pressure is still right over Southern California. So Lake Elsinore, you're going to start to see those temperatures climb up into the high 90s. And then we'll see the triple digits for areas like San Bernardino as we head toward the afternoon. And then as you get just a little bit closer to the coast, this is where temperatures are going to start to feel a little bit better. So we'll have those 80s in Santa Ana, and then also in the Anaheim areas. But then also our foothill communities still dealing with the really hot conditions, 95 for Glendora. And then Whittier's also looking at those low 90s. Now I'm walking up, and I'm going to take you over to LA and also Ventura County. You could see same scenario playing out, except because we don't have a lot of the clouds near the coast, the place to be to try and beat the heat will also be areas like Manhattan Beach and then also Santa Monica right along the coast, because if you stay inland, you could see Woodland Hills topping out closer to triple digits. All right, because we are looking at a little bit more of that heat building in from the system, we are also looking at some changes taking place, because slowly but surely things have to change, as high pressure is not going to stay with us for a very long time. We're going to start to feel a little bit more of that sea breeze pick up again. Yesterday we saw that sea breeze return. It was really mild, but then now we're going to start to see that sea breeze increase a little bit more. So we're going to set the future track in motion. We do have a circular eddy off the coast. That's what's keeping the clouds closer to southern Orange County's coastline. But then by the afternoon, we start to feel a little bit more of that sea breeze increasing. And then because high pressure starts to move away as well, that means increased marine layer as we head into the next few nights and mornings, as a low pressure system from the Pacific Northwest also starts to drop in. So first day of summer, which is Friday, it's going to be much cooler because that high pressure system is no longer with us. And then the first official weekend of summer, it gets even cooler as this low pressure system moves a little bit closer to Southern California. The good news, there isn't any moisture with this low pressure system, but it's definitely going to keep things a lot cooler than what we're dealing with now. So that means we go from high 80s for LA and Orange County. First day of summer, 80 degrees, and then we cool even more. First weekend of summer, we're hitting exactly where we should be this time of year, in the upper 70s. Valleys, we're looking at a high this afternoon, 102. We get some relief starting tomorrow in the high 90s. First day of summer, which is Friday, 88, and then we cool down even more to the mid 80s. And then for the Inland Empire, it's going to be another day in the high 80s, high 90s, excuse me. It's going to get really hot. You don't get into the 80s, that is the high 80s, until this upcoming weekend. So that's something to look forward to, because that high pressure system will no longer be with us. And then we're looking at another system coming in from the Pacific Northwest. So it's going to be this gradual cool down, but still rather warm, especially even as we head into the weekend. All right, Chris and Kalina, hopefully you like this forecast. I know it's nothing like what we saw this past weekend, but at least we get a break.
Oh yeah, you know, a little